today.
Netflix is looking at new ways to charge users for sharing their password. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Welcome inside the comfy confines of the Channel 13 studios. Happy St. Patty's Day.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, but what you just said does not go with a happy St. Patrick's Day. The fact that Netflix could be charging us more.
We are going to get into that story tonight. That's all part of our 10 o'clock show. It's great to be with you. Let us know where you are watching our show tonight on whatever platform. We're just glad that you're with us. How about this NCAA tournament? IU got embarrassed tonight, but you know what? The plus side, Kentucky went down.
The fact that so many people were in our newsroom screaming and yelling at the computer, the screens, it goes to show you it's been some good ball playing.
I'm sure we do have some Kentucky fans watching us tonight, but a lot of Indiana at least happy to see the Kentucky Wildcats going down in the first round here at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Got beat by St. Peter's.
Yeah.
I'd never even heard of the school, and so Kentucky on its way home. Here's the good news. If you want to go to the Saturday games, Kentucky fans are probably out there on the corners right now giving them away or selling them, so you'll probably get a chance to watch that at a discounted price coming up on Saturday. We'll get into all of that coming up tonight here at 10 o'clock. All right, let's bring in the vacation ladies.
Yes.
Welcome back. Let us get a good look at you, see if you look different.
I got a little sun.
She's rested. She's relaxed.
I know.
She's happy.
Little extra family time is always good.
Oh,
Good for
it's
you.
such a blessing.
It is.
And so today I had my patio door open. This was just
Beautiful.
the perfect day. We have a lot to be thankful for too.
We do. 70s today. And
loved it.
It was nice and warm. I have a feeling brought out all the people that wanted to celebrate St. Patrick's Day.
know.
All the people downtown celebrating the tournament.
Yeah, blocked off all these streets. I couldn't get around.
Yeah.
It's going to be busy the next couple of days. But we do add some rain into the mix, by the way, for tomorrow.
okay.
So if you are looking ahead to your Friday, we've got some showers and thunderstorms on the way for tomorrow. I do think we get some dry hours early in the day, but we're also under the risk for some severe storms. So when would we get that chance for a few severe storms? It would be during the evening hours, overnight, maybe even into early Saturday morning. You can see the timeline with Future Track 13. Here's the reason I think we get a couple of dry hours. The main area of rain by 8 o'clock tomorrow morning is still out to our west. It does swing in mid to late morning, some scattered showers, maybe a few rumbles of thunder. Then we get some clearing, especially to our southwest. That's where the atmosphere is going to destabilize enough for some storms to get going across parts of eastern Missouri, southern Illinois. How those hold together may impact central Indiana. We hope in a weakening state, but there's going to be enough spin in the atmosphere that we can't rule out a tornadic development with a couple of the thunderstorms. So just stay with us and stay weather aware, and then be prepared for the rain to stick around on Saturday. Quite a bit colder than the last several days. We're going to be kind of damp. Raw, 40s, kind of start to the weekend.
Gonna be damp. Never a good thing.
No.
Hey, but you know what? We had St. Patrick's Day together.
Yes.
So we
we
at
did.
least have that.
Yes, and it was, sunny and warm.
We're getting into spring. We need a little wetness.
For sure,
True.
for sure.
Lots of people watching tonight here at 10 o'clock. Brian Logan from New Pal. Let's see. Jim is joining us tonight. Glenn says, welcome back.
Thank you.
Where's
Welcome
New
back.
Pal?
New Pal.
East.
Yep.
East.
Yep.
New Pal.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
well, I
New
gotta
Pal.
make it to New Pal.
Yeah, Teresa saying happy St. Patrick's Day. Glenn with us tonight. Tanya saying she's singing the Welcome Back song.
Aw,
Probably
thanks,
from Welcome
Tanya.
Back, Cotter. Welcome back.
You're too young for that.
Welcome back.
Oh, no, you know it.
Oh,
I'm impressed.
Alicia.
I'm impressed.
Yeah,
I figured you two were way too young for that one.
Teresa
Good.
from
And thank
Plainfield.
you. I'll take the compliment.
Yeah, Scott Zimmerman saying welcome back to you. Jen says nice tan.
Thank you.
So
Just enough sun. I did wear sunscreen because
Yeah.
you have to wear sunscreen.
That is the most important thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Had a little shade to it.
So and Anastasia says I love your dress, Felicia.
Oh,
And
thank you,
it's very
Anastasia.
festive.
I
Yeah.
appreciate that
There
because
you
this is
go.
one of my least favorites.
But it's green and festive.
It
You're
is
This
good.
is
green.
not the first choice for green, but it got the job done.
It did.
All right, we're going to talk about Netflix coming up in a moment, and we'll get more with Angela on the weather as we march into the weekend here shortly. But we do want to turn our attention to the big story coming up tonight on 13 News at 11. We're continuing to follow the investigation out at the Walmart warehouse fire in Plainfield. Friend of the show, Lauren Kostick, is there tonight. And Lauren, tell us what you've learned today and about your story that we'll see at 11.
Yeah, Scott, I'm in the parking lot. We're pretty close, but it is really dark, which is so different compared to what, almost 36 hours ago now. It really has cleared out, but you could still smell that smoke. I don't know if you can tell with a little bit of light here. It is very smoky around here compared to yesterday. And within the last few minutes, the crew back there, they're far back there, they actually started using water again. For a while. They were taking a break. And this is because they're probably finding more hot spots. And then just before this, we saw heavy equipment being brought in, because that's been the big challenge today. They're focusing on managing the hot spots, but also moving all of these semis that have been out here, many of them that are burned down already. But there are a few that they're trying to move. So they brought in some equipment to do that. And I also want to tell you a story about an employee we talked to, because a lot of the employees that were inside today were able to come back, get their belongings, get their car, their phones. And she was telling me that she just started. This was her first official week on the job. Can you imagine that? Starting and then this all happening. And she said at first when they heard the alarm go off, they thought it was just a drill, because they had a fire drill last week. So she was like, oh, we didn't think much of it. But as soon as they got outside and they saw that black smoke coming through the roof, they knew. And this is video we got of today with our drone, and you can just see the damage. I mean, nothing is left. And currently, investigators still haven't been able to go inside, because in order for them to do so, they need to make sure the structure is safe. They have to make sure it's cooled down. So that's what crews have been working all day to do. And we're told they're hoping to get in by tomorrow, and that's maybe when we'll see some answers. But they say it could be days, it could be weeks. And I also want to show you one last thing out here. These trucks back here, let's see, make sure I can turn this right. They're with the Red Cross and the Salvation Army, and I talked to them today. The Red Cross is coming at night, and then the Salvation Army during the day, and they're helping first responders. They're giving them food, they're giving them water. It's all back there on those behind under those tents, and that is so helpful. I've watched as, you know, we have what they told us 24 agencies that have been assisting with this, and whenever every time they rotate in and out after 6 hours, they come over there, they grab their water, they grab food. I heard they had Chick-fil-A. I mean, that is just wonderful, and it's volunteers that are doing it. You know, they're not getting paid for this, but they said, you know what, when firefighters call, they come to help, and we want to make sure that we help them. So just very different out here, you could tell, compared to yesterday when we were out here, or even just earlier. It's quieter, but you can still, I mean, you can smell it, you can see it. It's different.
Yeah. Lauren, do you have any idea how much longer crews will be on the scene? I know it's hard to guess the future. Have they given any estimation?
Last time they spoke, they really had no guess. You know, it could be days. They're just taking it day by day right now. Like I said, today was focused on the hot spots, moving the semis, and then hopefully tomorrow getting the investigators in. But I mean, think how big this warehouse is, and you know how much they have to monitor and manage. So it's going to take some time, that's for sure.
I keep thinking about those 1,000 employees that safely escaped out of that burning building. And we're thankful for that. That's the best news. But looking at that drone video and thinking about all these employees, it's my understanding they all have to store their phones, their purses, everything in the building, and they haven't been able to go back in. I'm just not sure that any of that is going to still be there when they are able to get back in.
That's true. I mean, unless they had it in their car, I mean, there's nothing they can do. And I know Walmart, you know, the employees that we did speak to, they said that Walmart has been so helpful, you know, getting them locksmiths, because if their keys are inside, what are you going to do?
Wow.
It's just so much to think about. But, you know, the good thing, like you said, is everyone made it home safe last night.
That's for sure. Thank you, Lauren, and we'll see you tonight with your story tonight on 13 News at 11. The other thing, Felicia, that we learned is that Walmart's giving each employee 40 hours of pay plus overtime. I mean, that's good for a week, but then what happens? Unless they're moved to a different facility, I feel for those employees.
Yeah, I mean, I know that, of course, Walmart and, you know, their team, their management, ownership, they have to get through this process, but I hope that more would come. I don't know. I don't want to speculate. I hope that more will come, and they'll try to place these employees in other places.
Yeah, hopefully that'll be the case.
Keep them in mind in the future.
All right. So let's bring Angela back and talk Netflix. Oh, yeah. How many of you have Netflix at home? Yep. All of us do. So here's the deal. Netflix wants to get, they are looking at new ways to charge users for their password.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
All right.
it's a common thing. Maybe not everyone out there does it, but it's a common thing for you to share your password with family members, with your friends sometimes. It just happens. There was no way that they were really tracking it, but now that could be changing.
Yeah, so the first feature that Netflix is considering makes subscribers add sub-accounts to their profile for people they don't live with. So for me, I share my password with my 3 grown children.
Okay.
They don't live at home with me. So in theory, my kids would get separate logins and profiles.
Okay.
It would cost an extra $2 to $3 a month for me to do this, if this happens.
And they're going to know this because they'll be able to track where the login is, and the login in certain places isn't coming from your home.
Right.
It's coming from a couple of other homes.
Correct.
Right?
That'd be my guess.
Yeah.
And there's this other feature allowing you to transfer your profile to a new account or make it someone else's sub-account. That way you don't lose all the recommended for you shows
right.
that come out and all the movies. So here's the good news, though. The feature isn't here in the United States. They're
Okay.
testing it out in some other countries. But, eventually they're going to try
Yeah.
to get more money out of all of us, right?
But see, you guys are the good, law-abiding citizens that don't take it too far.
No,
it's
just
the
family.
other people out there, which is what they're cracking down on. I mean, if
Right.
people can have a whole football team can have, well, probably not now. I'm sure they fixed it. But a lot of people were handing out their passwords, so they
Well-
got to find a way to crack down on it.
And haven't they done some sort of crackdown as far as the number of viewers
think you're right.
that can be on at the same time?
That may
I
be
think you're
it.
right.
Because I think
As you can
you're-
see, I don't pay that bill.
Well, see, Sling
I think
does this.
you're
Yeah.
right.
Because if I'm downstairs watching Netflix when I get home from work, and Grace puts Netflix on up at Trine where she is to sleep to,
Yeah.
and Mark's upstairs watching Netflix,
Yeah.
I think one of us, or Luke's, one of us has to log off, I think,
Well, that's interesting.
I know
don't quote me on that.
Hulu is like that.
where you can only have so many logged
Yeah.
in at one time.
But it's just so much. I mean, we still have cable. We have all the channels. We have more TV than we can actually watch.
Watch, sure.
And I just wish that they could consolidate it and put it back in one place. But I guess, again, that whole idea is cable. That does
Yeah,
exist.
right.
And so I just want it
theory.
all to be less expensive.
But now, Kate, you can't get Netflix on cable.
I know, and that's what I'm saying. I have it all. I got
right.
all the channels, all the sports channels, and because I gotta have, the movie channels and
Sure.
all that stuff.
And it all adds
then I
up.
got
All
the
adds up.
Netflix and the Hulu and Apple and Amazon
Yes.
Prime and
HBO Max, and you keep
yeah.
going.
I do, and no time to watch it all.
Right.
All right, so let us know what your thoughts are. If Netflix were to bring this and charge you more money, would you keep your Netflix account? Would you just
I'd
pay a
keep it.
couple extra bucks?
Well, there's so
I'd keep
many,
it.
Netflix-owned shows that we watch.
Oh, I know.
That then I'd probably get rid of something else. I'd
Okay.
have, if it came
I'm
down
not
to it,
there
I'd have
yet.
to pick, I'd have to pick
not there
something
yet.
else
Yeah.
to get rid of.
Oh, you could get rid of the light bill. Just get rid of the light bill, and
No.
then you'll have more room for TV.
No, can't do that either.
Get the gas bill?
No, I have both.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Glenn is saying get a Netflix gift card. And
okay.
Tanya says, I've gotten kicked off when my mom logged in.
Yeah, how
So-
do you ask for that back?
Yeah, and Joyce doesn't have Netflix, so for Joyce,
It's okay.
it's okay. It's
Not
all
a problem,
good.
Joyce.
All right, so our wake-up weather on a Friday.
On a Friday, we'll be dry for a couple of hours, but grab the umbrella out the door. We've got rain and storms in the Friday forecast. A few tomorrow night, could be strong to severe, so we'll watch those closely and keep you updated. And it's
All right.
Friday.
Hey, you don't need Netflix at 11. You're going to be watching
That's
us at 11 over on 13 News.
Yeah, you could break out rabbit ears for that.
Have a
We're
good night.
there.
We are